All right, guys, welcome to this section of our packet. I'm going to go ahead and do a few of these for you, but before we begin, we actually need to get rid of one of the problems because it is incorrect. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of the second problem in the second row. When I solved it the first time, it is written incorrectly and it's not solvable, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to do two problems, one from this section and one from this section, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you how to do this. So I am going to zoom in, and I'm going to go ahead and do problem one for you guys. So here we go. So it says solve using any strategy, and you'll notice that it's blank take away 18.9 equals 33 and 74/100ths. So you're actually going to have to do the inverse of this problem. You're going to actually have to add those two numbers together to figure out what that difference is that's there. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and write it below the problem. I'm going to write the first number, which is actually 33 and 74/100ths plus 18 and 9/10ths. This is going to give us the sum of whatever this is, because this take away that is going to give you that. So now we can go ahead and add. 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 9 is 16. Leave the 6, carry the 1. Drop that decimal. 8 plus 3 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Leave the 2, carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So now that we did this, this is what would be plugged in here, but let's go ahead and double check our work. And we're gonna double check our work directly below it. So now this is that, and we're gonna actually solve the equation now that we have our missing piece. So now we're gonna do 52 and 64/100ths, take away 18 and 9/10ths. Let's see if we get this, and if we did this part correctly. So remember, there's an imaginary 0 here. 4 take away 0 is 4. You can't take 9 from 6. You're going to have to borrow. This becomes 16. And we're going to borrow from this 1, or this 2, and this becomes a 1. Well, now, 16 take away 9 is 7. Drop the decimal. Well, you can't take 8 from, oh, excuse me. Whatever the answer should be that, excuse me. You can't take 8 away from 1, so this is going to have to borrow. This is going to turn into a 4. This turns into an 11. Oops. Okay. 11 take away 8 is 3. And then 4 take away 1 is 3. Our sums match up, so we did this part correct. And that is our answer. All right, we're ready to continue with this other problem down here, which requires borrowing from double zero. So you'll see I got lines already started because I actually attempted this and I didn't do it correctly, so I had to go back and reevaluate. So first I'm gonna go ahead and write my number. So you'll see there's a decimal after the 1 in the ones place. Well, this is to indicate that this is actually a whole number. So this is 741. And to put this in dollar terms, I know you'd rather have $741 than say 0.741, which is almost $1. So from here, we're taking away 3 and 91/100ths. And my line's a little wonky, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and fix that because I don't like space. And I'm gonna get rid of this other one with my handy dandy whiteout. Okay, and we're ready. So you'll see from here that we're actually going to have to double borrow. And the reason for that is because we can't just go to the next column and take away. So how this is going to work, these are actually going to be two separate numbers. So the first 0 is going to get the full value of 10. And this one's actually going to become a 9. And to be able to borrow, we're actually taking away from the 1, and this 1 is now going to become a 0. So we'll come back to this one. But let's go ahead and solve this one first. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so from here, you know that 10 take away 1 is 9. 9 take away 9 is 0. Bring your decimal down. So now we're back to that 0 that we, that 1 really, that turned into a 0 that we borrowed from. So now you can't take 3 from 0. It'll be negative. So you're going to have to borrow. So this 0 is going to turn into a 10. And we're going to borrow from this 4 that now turns into a 3. Well, 10 take away 3 is 7. And then you have to imagine for the two numbers that are last that we have two imaginary zeros here. Well, 3 take away 0 is 3, and 7 take away 0 is 7. Well, now, how do we know that this number is correct, that this difference is correct? Well, what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna add these two numbers together. And I'm not gonna do that here because it's messy. I'm gonna go ahead and rewrite that down here. So I'm gonna write 737 and 900ths plus 3 and 91 hundredths. Now remember, whatever the sum is for this, it should give us 741. So let's see if it does that. So 9 plus 1 is 10. Leave the 0, carry the 1. Again, 0 plus 9 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Leave the 0, carry the 1. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus that tiny 1 is 11. Leave the 1, carry the 1. Don't forget to drop that decimal. Now we have 3 plus 1 is 4. 7 plus those imaginary zeros. 7 plus 0 is 7. And you'll see that our answer is in fact correct. It does match the first number, which is 741. So you have to just remember when you're doing double zeros, both zeros are not going to become 10s, they're not going to become 9s. You just need to remember that the first 0 is going to get the first value of the 10, then the one before that or after that is only going to be 9. So you got to make sure you remember that rule when you are double borrowing, otherwise you're going to get it incorrect like I did the first time. So good luck with the rest of that worksheet and make sure you double check your work.